My hair looks stupid. But yeah, I'm starting a podcast. I'm starting a podcast. Starting a podcast. Ooh. So I want to start a podcast. I want to start a pod. I feel like I'm really good at talking to myself, and I feel like I'm really good at listening to other people talk too. I'm not good as talking to other people, and I want to get better at that. I can talk to myself, I can listen to other people, but talking to other people about myself is a scary notion. A very scary notion. What am I going to talk about? I don't know. I want to talk about my fucking feelings. I want to talk about twink death because that's been in my TikTok algorithm. Twink death. Where all of our favorite twinks that are not actually gay but are successfully appropriating queer culture are gaining 10 pounds. So Timothy Chalamet gained 10 pounds, so we are experiencing Timothy Chalamet's twink death. Um, and I think that's hilarious. Like, we've objectified women so much that now we're objectifying straight cis white men. And some people are like, oh my god, you guys, we need to fucking stop coming for Timothy for just gaining a little bit of weight. Like, don't be fat phobic, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, listen, I don't want to be fat phobic. I don't think I'm fat phobic. But I support fat shaming cis white men. I do. I do. It's a double standard. Like, women are just scrutinized to the T. We all know this. We're all tired of hearing it, but it continues to happen no matter what we fucking do. So instead of being like, "Come on, girls, let's not make this a man's problem." I want to make this a man's problem. I just want them to know what it feels like. I want them to know what it feels like. Maybe a bunch of men will come together and be like, "Damn, body shaming really sucks. We should stop trying to get women to fucking be zeros because now they want us to be zeros, and that's a lot harder than we thought it was." I feel like I'm in my twink death era now. I would like to celebrate that I'm in my twink death. I have some meat on my bones. I love that. I'm in my twink death era. I'm in my twink death era. Yes, twink death. You know? Like, I want us to turn twink death into, like, oh my god, I'm just in my twink death era. You know? Like, it doesn't have to be like, twink death! Oh my god! I'm gonna give you a fucking ED, bitch, because you're fucking twink death. No, that's weird. That's weird. Like, I want them to feel body shamed, and then, like, right when they're like, guys, really, why are you being so mean to me? I'm just gonna be like, here's a pumpkin pie, baby. It sucks to be on the side of it, doesn't it? It sucks, huh? Do you want some pumpkin pie, Timmy? Timmy, you want some Timmy, you want some pumpkin pie with whipped cream, baby? Full fat, pumpkin pie whipped cream. And I would be like, yeah, dude. If I were Timothy, I would be like, fucking yeah, dude. These people are crazy. I just fucking started eating pasta again, and now everyone's like twinked up. Like, am I dying? Does that mean like my fame is coming to an end because I'm not this stick figure, skinny, bony person? And my answer to that would be genuinely maybe. Honestly, your career might be over. How does that feel? Because you gained 5 pounds. How does that feel? How does that feel? Because you gained some weight that no one fucking wants to fuck you anymore. So therefore, your credibility as a talented actor is trying a new angle. New angles. Better. Because you can't see my feet. You can't see my feet. What else do I want to fucking talk about on this podcast? I want to talk about my dreams. I want to talk about my aspirations. I want to talk about other people's dreams, other people's aspirations, and manifest stuff. And I want to talk to myself nice. Because most of the time, if I'm not being watched, I am so mean to myself. So mean. So mean. So freaking mean to myself. I've said I want to kill myself so many times that like now it's like I want to kill myself. Like I'm just like eating cereal and I'm like I want to kill myself like randomly. I don't even know what I'm thinking about. But like, oh, I don't want to die just like comes out of my mouth. And I'm like, damn. I'm down bad. I seriously want to fucking be dead. Do I really want to be dead or do I really want to live so bad that I'm scared of living? It feels like it could be that one. So, yeah. I also want to start this podcast because I honestly just be talking to myself all the time anyway. So might as well do it with fucking someone watching me so that like, if I do, lose it, maybe one person will be like, "Oh, Kira's lost it. Let's go help her," because I'm so alone. I'm so alone when I'm talking to myself. So alone. I got no friends. My family's across the country, or they're not, and they're in the Philippines, or they're in Boston. And I only got one family member in Boston that I know, so. But she's great. Yeah, one of my dreams and aspirations, I don't fucking know right now because I just came out of a very long depression. I'll call this depression phase twink death. I just was coming out of my own twink death. But my twink death recently was like an unhealthy twink death where I was just like stuffing my face with my food because it's a coping mechanism. Food is like language of love for my family. So coping, just being going through a rough patch and going through hard times, I definitely am a binge eater. Um so I was binge eating a lot this past week and not thinking about because I wanted to avoid thinking about my dreams. I just fucking moved to New York and now I'm here and I'm like, damn, I know nobody. I have no money. I have nothing to my name and just it's myself. And that's really daunting. Very, very daunting. But I live in this beautiful apartment and I worked so hard to get here and I'm just forgetting all the hard fucking work I've done. And I guess that's also why I want to fucking have this podcast because I can't pay for therapy. I can't. I just moved to New York. I don't have insurance. I don't have insurance, babes. I don't have insurance. So I'm sure there's someone listening who's like gonna become a mental health counselor. So therefore, I'm getting free therapy. Yes. You gotta work the system. You gotta work the system, baby. What else do I want to talk about? Okay, this is kind of fun. I'm fucking digging this. What the fuck? Yeah, what do I want the audience to feel when they listen to this? What do I want the audience to feel? I want you to feel like you're not alone. That's a lie. That's what I want to feel like. I want to feel like I'm not alone. Oh, I'm really selling myself right now, but it's the truth. I'm so alone. And this is just my way to be like, hello? Hello? Does anyone else feel like this? Because living in New York is such a fucking mind fuck. Like you see anyone on the street, they look like they have their shit together, even though they absolutely don't. No one has their shit together, but everyone looks like they have their shit together and they're trying to make you think that they all have their shit together. But nobody does. But if you feel like you're the only person that doesn't have their shit together in an entire city of fucking 50 million people, then that's a big number. I feel like it's 14. It's over 10 million people. My God, so many fucking people. So many people in New York. It's just so it's intimidating. It's very intimidating. And I have such a little resume when it comes to making videos and writing and performing. So coming here with like, some community college musical experience and, making a couple videos like, during college and short films that, had no dialogue, just dance. Like, I I'm still very unsure of who I am as an artist, and I think you don't have to be sure um to have a podcast, but you you also don't have to be sure to, pursue something. And that's like there was just this big amount of faith I had in myself. I really did. And it's almost virtually gone now that I'm like here in the moment and like in New York in my own apartment. Like now that I'm here, like my mind just will go to anything else besides like what I actually want to accomplish. Like I'll think of anything else. I'll escape in any other way. Escape from my own goals and dreams, and worry about other people's goals for me and other people's goals for themselves. And yeah, it's really hard to discern like when I'm doing something for me or, doing something to stop myself, cuz, it feels like I'm doing something to sort of hinder myself and make myself smaller way more than I'm trying to make myself bigger and, you know, stand out. Like I'm always trying to fit in and, not be invisible really. And that's not the reason why I came here. It's not the also what what I've been given. I am a 6'2" Filipino woman. So I stand out. And, my whole life I've been trying to like fit in, and like moving to New York, it's like there's this weird sort of feeling that like if you're dressed, if you have on the wrong shoes, everyone can tell, like I'm always battling myself and going out and being like, wow, everyone could totally tell me these Air Force Ones are just such a stupid choice for today. Like, like, because if you are out in New York, and an artist, an unemployed artist, you have to be, you got to be hustling and bustling. You got to be bustling and hustling. And I, you got to be ready for, prepared for the weather. And, if you look cold, you look stupid. That's what I have decided. Everyone can agree on. If you look cold, you look stupid, and you're not from New York, and you're dumb, and you're stupid, and we're not going to give you time of day. Like there's almost this sort of like, oh, they kind of know what they're doing. I'm going to give them a little bit more respect. Like everyone's respect starts at 0, and you can go negative. Um, yeah, I really just want to get comfortable in front of a camera again, because my real dreams are to be like, in TV and film. I don't, however, that is like, I want to be an artist. I want to make it big. I don't fucking know how, and I don't fucking know, and I don't need to know. I don't need to know. That's the magic of it all. I don't need to fucking know what I'm gonna do, whatever. But here I am, not knowing what I'm doing and where I'm going. And when I'm just by myself and thinking about that, it's very overwhelming. So this podcast might, I don't know, fucking help with that. I don't know. I really don't know, dude. I just don't know. I've been going to stand up lately, and it's just okay. Okay. So I'm trying to be gay. I'm a baby gay. So I'm a baby gay. I didn't think I was a baby gay. I spent a long time convincing myself that I wasn't a baby gay and that I just hate dealing with baby gays. But it turns out I am a baby gay. And it's very annoying. Um it's very annoying for me to find out that I'm a baby gay. Because when I was in Boston, I wasn't a baby gay. When I was in Boston, I had been, dating girls, hooking up with girls, showed some interest in me, I would just be like, you know, ugh, I don't want to deal with that. Like, I don't want to deal with you, experimenting on me, literally. Um, but I moved to New York, and I am still a baby gay babe. I really am. I went to Cubbyhole, which is like, literally is a cubbyhole. You gotta like lift up a flap and like crawl in, and it's this tiny little, like, not even four walls, just like three and like two and a half, and this tiny little bar, and also tiny little lesbians in there. I gotta say, they were like 5'4", like they were all the same height. I was like, whoa. Um. Anyway, I go to this bar. It's the fifth location of the night, so I've been. Sometimes I overcompensate, and that's a bad thing, right? If I stay in for a very long time, and then when I do go out, I go to fucking 5 places. Like, Jesus. So this was the fifth place, was this cubbyhole, and we're in line, and this woman from this who's clearly not from here comes in, is just like by herself and like looking at us, and I'm just like, hey, how are you, like, bleh. um and she's like, yeah, I'm not from here, but I'm thinking about moving here for 2 months. And I was like, moving here from where? And she's like, oh, Hawaii, but don't call me Hawaiian because I could get in trouble for that. And I was like, okay. And I was like, I'm gonna guess the island, and she was just like, okay, guess. And I was like, Honolulu, and she was like, that's not an island, and no. And I was like, oh, ooh, Honolulu. Yeah, it's a city on Oahu. She is from Hawaii, Hawaii, the big island, Hawaii, big island, Hawaii. I don't know how to say it. So what are you guys doing here? We were like, this is just our fifth place of the night. We started at an open mic. She's like, for what? And I was like, for comedy. And she's like, oh, what were your jokes? And I was like, she's like, yeah, just tell me your jokes right now. And I was like, okay. She's like, perform for me. And I was like, oh God, okay. Well, I basically just, talked about blacking out and fighting people, fighting myself, fighting my parents a lot, fighting my friends, and really just especially fighting myself. Especially when I brush my teeth, I'm just fighting myself. I need to fix that brush that teeth line. That was supposed to be a joke, so. And she was like, ooh, and that's not funny. Um, telling jokes is hard. It really has to come off the cuff for me. Interesting. Oh yeah, so I go into cubbyhole. So then we go into cubbyhole. I'm not feeling it. I really just want to go home, but one of my friends says it just really needs to pee and doesn't want to pee on the street. Like, girl, it's rite of passage. Pee on the fucking New York street. She's like, no, I'm not peeing in the street. So we have to fucking wait in this long ass line in order for her to pee. And I'm like, oh God. It's so easy to just pee on the street. Like, no one fucking gives a fuck. It smells like pee everywhere. And 9 times out of 10, it's not your pee that's causing this piss problem, Like, so don't even worry about it. Just fucking pee. But I get it. To each their own. And we go inside, and I'm dressed up rather. I'm wearing these pants and a button up.
Like,
it's
we're
great.
in New York.
We're in New York.
I don't know if you can tell from the brick wall.
Does this feel okay?
I think it's like fine.
Okay.
My
I need to stop fixating.
legs look longer than normal, but
I'm just gonna be like here.